Action's on Matthew.
And got the 8 deuce offsuit going to fold here.
He says he learned how to play poker during study hall in high school. Matthew did. It paid off.
Shows you what kids are learning these days.
All right, a lot of folds around for Martin Jacobson.
Well, Martin hadn't played a hand yet, and here he's got an 8-3, and he's going to limp in the small blind. Mikko with the jack deuce of diamonds, happy to see a free flop here.
With just a jack deuce. So the battle of the blinds, and we are flopping.
It's come ace, queen, 7, 2 diamonds.
Nothing hitting for the man from Sweden, but look at this.
He is reaching for chips, and Vince, we are seeing everybody fighting for pots here so far.
Yeah, 24 grand with nothing.
Mikko's got the flush draw. The question is, do you just call here or do you raise it? Take the conservative approach and just call.
Yep, gonna play it sneaky. Here we go with the turn card.
10 of clubs. No help to either player, other than the fact it gives Mikko a gut shot straight draw.
Martin's hand just keeps getting worse and worse, and he checks.
And it's gone check, check. Mikko happy to draw free to the flush and the straight. And now a queen comes off, so the board pairs queens.
Action again on the man with no hand from Stockholm. Does he have the guts to bet? Seems like he's getting some chips out, Mike.
Oh, just incredible. Take your hat off to this young Swede.
Oh.
He is trying to win this pot.
57 grand.
Now look at this. Mikko has nothing here. He's got a jack high. He missed his draw, but he's not missing out on grabbing some chips. And he can't call here, folks. He's got to come over the top to play it. He's doing it.
He's doing it.
Just an incredible play by the Swede, and a more incredible play by the Finn.
You're right. You're right. Guys with absolutely nothing are taking control of the hand. Mikko Sundell is going to win the hand.
Well, Vince, I'm already become a fan of this Mikko Sundell. I can tell you that.
Back to the felt we go. Sean Perry now with a decent hand.
120.
Ace 10 of spades, and he will make it 120 to go.
It's an unusually strong hand for Sean to be raising with. Meanwhile, AJ in the big blind has got the 7 deuce of clubs, and he's going to take a flop.
All right, AJ with just a 7 deuce. Gonna splash around, and let's see what happens. Jack 9, 8, 2 of them clubs.
What a flop for both players.
I believe I'm the best player at the table because the type of play I enforce with my aggressive style when I have chips is very, very powerful. Regardless of skill level, I'm just in this best situation, I think, to win this event.
Certainly not lacking in confidence, Sean Perry, with the open-ended straight draw here.
220.
Finally putting in the bet of 220, continuation. And AJ getting involved with the 7 deuce, but now it's looking strong. You've got the 4 flush and a straight draw.
You can see he has so many outs, he's actually the favorite in this hand at 54%.
But just gonna call it, going to the turn. Can he catch his club and hurt the chip leader? No, he pairs the board.
That is not AJ's card, but it is one he can represent a little more plausibly than Sean. Typically, Sean's going to check behind when he has bottom pair, although I would say of everyone at this table, he is the most likely to just bet the flop when he has a weak pair. He's going to double barrel here, though, with his draw for $500,000. AJ, thinking about this one.
Doesn't slow down, and now AJ would like to draw to this flush and the straight.
He's going to go to the river. It's just a matter of how, and the action clock ticks away in the corner there. He may need a time bank chip.
He is going to take more time.
Wow, he's going to check raise to 1.45 million. Leaves him about 900K behind, good for 15 blinds, so he's essentially committed. I can't imagine that Sean...
All in.
What the? Whoa. Sean is going to rip it in here. Wow, I mean, you see AJ cringe, but he has to call it off, and oh my goodness, what is this hand? I mean, AJ's all in with all these outs, and somehow Sean's actually ahead in a spot he should never be ahead.
This is amazing. Let's do this again.
How lucky is Sean to get his money in ahead?
Value betting.
And that's what Ryan is celebrating. He thinks this is so funny.
Ryan loving this. People are confused, the audience.
Look at their faces. The dog is so confused. What is happening?
AJ wants to hit that card. Can he hit the club or 10? Let's see if he does it and doubles up.
It's an 8. The ace-10 is going to hold up, and Sean scores the elimination of AJ in a crazy hand.
AJ Chabra out in 5th place to take home $350,000, Tony. He's over. Santoro's going out. He's on the short stack, and the grinder now calling with Jack-9.
That's ungrinder-like right there. So, Weinman going to raise it here. Just can't imagine the grinder limping in.
Yeah, he makes it 90,000 to go. Grinder's going to call. We're going to see a flop.
Now flop is queen 4-3. No help to either player.
Look at that. Santoro would have flopped queens and 4s. He's sickened by that. Well, Weinman's going to bet 60. And the grinder hitting none of that. Taking his time. The clock is ticking, and he's going to take a shot at a raise with nothing.
Check raised to 180,000.
He just picked up on Daniel's weakness here, perhaps.
Vince, he is going to make the call. He's got backdoor straight draws, backdoor flush draws, and position, and more chips. And now the queen of spade comes off. So it does give Daniel Weinman a flush draw.
Well, the grinder's getting at the betting chips.
He picks up a sack of chips, looks at Weinman, and then puts it in the middle of the pot, 180,000. Weinman got the flush draw, but nothing else, 9 high. Wow, all in with 9 high here. Vince, look how these guys have played this pot. Now, in poker, the number one trait of a great player is that they fight for pots. Look at how these guys have fought for this pot. Raise, re-raise, raise, re-raise, bet, raise, and neither one of them have anything.
Action's on him.
What a story this is. Guy got in this tournament on a $500 satellite.
He's raised with ace-6 of diamonds. Got up to 175 to go. Paul out. And now Chang with a king-jack offsuit is making the call. Here we go with the flop.
Well, flop is queen, 8, 2 clubs. No help to either player.
Kai's going to check. And Joe, the telephone man, is going to check as well behind him.
And now the 4 clubs comes off.
Wow, 3 clubs out there.
And notice Kai looked down at his hand. And that's a tell that the guy's looking to see if he had a club in his hand. And he does. It doesn't stop Joe Wynn from betting.
Yep, 225,000 with just ace high. Kai has seen that he does have a pretty good club up there, and he's going to make this call. We're going to the river. And the river is a 4, pairs the board again.
So Joe out in front, 2 pair with ace kicker against 2 pair with king kicker.
Kai is checking again. Joe's going to bet.
Yeah, Joe going to bet 325,000 here.
And he'd like to get paid off with the guy with just king high. Wow, but Kai has different thoughts. He's going to raise this.
Wow. He's bet it up to 825,000. Now, do you want to just call with 2 pair in the ace kicker here? Do you really think the guy's got a full house? Or is... Wow, he is re-raising. I don't understand this.
Pretty aggressive.
A testosterone contest.
Amazing. Joe is going to re-raise. Says, I don't think you have much. And now Kai with just the king high. What is he going to do? Oh, man. No. Say it ain't so.
2.3 million he's betting
Back
here.
over the top. He's just saying, I think you have nothing. Here you go.
Wow.
Just incredible poker we're watching here.
I mean, it's just very difficult to call here without a queen in your hand.
It's impossible.
I mean, Joe virtually shut himself out of this spot when he raised last time. He should have just called when the guy bet 800,000 with the ace high.
Perfect read by Chang, and he's going to show it. And it doesn't get any better than this.